one. So yesterday, the Lakers suffered a tough loss to the Sacramento Kings. That was a game that the Lakers should have won. In my opinion, that game was inexcusable. You got to win that game, right? Especially in overtime. I understand you're tired. I understand, things aren't quite going your way. You were right back into that game, and you had a real opportunity to close that out, go 2-1 on the season, and then head into today's back-to-back against the Orlando Magic. Unfortunately, the Lakers lost in that overtime to the Sacramento Kings, but hey, got to brush it off. It is what it is. Move on. Can't make up the loss. All you can do is just go and get those wins. And so we take on the Orlando Magic today, and it's time for guys to start stepping up, right? Reeves has been in a bit of a funk the last 3 games. We need him to kind of start the process of righting the ship. And Orlando, in my opinion, is a team that is capable of doing that. But we can't let our guard down. Orlando is a team that can beat us if we don't do what we need to do. We need to stop with these falling behind double digits early in the game and then spending the whole game playing catch up. Like, that in and of itself is exhausting. That in and of itself is a way to just wear you down over the course of a game. And then you end up going into an overtime and you don't have the legs, right? So we got to play the game the right way from the very beginning. Now, we are at home, so we did win our only win so far. I mean, granted, it's been 3 games, but our one win so far is at home. Got to protect home court, right? You can't have the road losses and then start piling that on with the home losses. Protect home court. Now, we also need to win on the road because, especially in the playoffs, you have to be able to win on the road. Now, the Lakers showed last playoffs that they were able to win on the road, but that was last playoffs, right? And there are expectations this year for the Los Angeles Lakers. I still have all the faith in the world in the Lakers. Again, it's been 3 games. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, that's it. It's over. The Lakers are out of the playoffs, anything like that. You don't lose the season in 3 games. But you don't want to fall too far behind the 8 ball. And now, just like last season, you're spending the entire season playing catch up and trying to right the ship. Right? So instead, we need to start establishing these wins, right? We need to start, our schedule doesn't get any easier. It just continues to be tough, right? Orlando is our easiest game out of the next 5, right? And Orlando's a team that it is very good. Now they are 2-0. Now granted, they haven't played a great team by any stretch, but they are good. And they've had the last 2 or 3 years and a month stretch where they have been the best team on both sides of the basketball. Problem is, they haven't been able to carry that and translate that for the entirety of a season. They've kind of just done it in spots, right? Well, is this the year that they finally start to put it together? Is this the year that they actually do start taking that step into being a legit playoff team? And, that maybe even that team that can surprise somebody. I don't necessarily think that they're a contender, but they definitely could be a team that could surprise somebody. This is a team that can get hot. They have talent. They're young. They're hungry. They're going to be coming after the Lakers, as all teams do, right? Lakers don't get nights off, right? Most teams you see they're going to play this team this is kind of a gimme type game. That's not the case with the Lakers. Guys always show up. Guys always have career nights. Guys always shoot the ball extremely well. And we need to start mirroring that, right? We can't be playing down our competition, anything like that. We can't be relying solely on LeBron James to get everything done, to keep us in games, right? To close games down the stretch. We shouldn't be in that position. We should be in the position to where we're basically just kind of maintaining throughout the course of a game rather than playing catch up the whole game. And then we're just kind of closing it out at the end. That's how it should be. Now, obviously, you're going to have bad games. You're going to have good games. There's going to be the occasional game where, even the best teams, right? Look at Milwaukee. They just got smacked by Atlanta. And Dame had 6 points. He had more turnovers or as many turnovers as he did points. Guys have bad games. Guys have bad moments, right? That's why I'm still very confident in a lot of these Lakers to kind of right the ship. Right now, we're just not hitting shots. We got to start hitting shots. Got to have that intensity. Got to have the hustle, right? Sacramento, they were just out hustling us. Same thing with the Phoenix Suns, right? Phoenix was just out hustling us. They were chasing down all the loose balls, sacrificing their body, being aggressive. Lakers even got a whistle, right? that was a huge problem in the first two games. Like, Lakers couldn't get a whistle to save their life. And in the Sacramento game, we actually did. We were being aggressive. We were in attack mode, and it led to positive things. And yet, we ended up getting away from it at the end, and they're super small. It's like, what are we doing here? Right? Like, Orlando, we should be able to use our size to our advantage. We should be able to execute and deliver what we need to execute and deliver in order to achieve and win this game. But we need guys to step up, right? Darvin Ham said he's going to figure out rotation stuff. Hopefully the rotations are a little more refined and there's more, structure as far as like, hey, let's just throw out a bunch of different stuff. Again, I don't mind a little experimentation. I don't mind trying to, let's see what this lineup looks like, especially early on in the season, because that's when you want to do it. But we got to at least have some level of structure. Also, he needs to be able to pull the plug on some of these guys sooner. Right? Like Austin Reeves, I am totally okay with you trying to allow him to play through his struggles. Right? You want him to. You want to keep instilling that confidence. You need that. That's fine. I have no issues with that. But when it's not working and him trying to play through it is not working, you need to pull the plug. I understand it's a fine line, and it's like, when is it time? When is it not? And I get that you did the same thing in the playoffs in that Warriors series, right? Austin Reeves struggled mightily those first 2.5 games, whatever. And Darvin Ham stuck with him, and he ended up playing through it and ended up being great the rest of that series, and then was fantastic in that Denver series. So I get you want to try to allow him to have the opportunity to kind of right the ship. But if he's not, or if anybody, even if it's not Reeves, if Rui ends up having a bad game, or Wood, or anybody not named LeBron James and Anthony Davis just because they're LeBron James and Anthony Davis, if guys don't have it tonight, pull the plug. I'm not saying that doesn't mean play them 3 minutes, and if in the first 3 minutes they're terrible, I mean, after 12 to 15 minutes of them just being awful, I think that's a good sign, hey, buddy, you don't have it tonight. It's why we have the depth that we have. It's why we have the talent that we have. Utilize it. We need to use that to our advantage against the Orlando Magic. This shouldn't be one of those games where, this should be a game that we dominate and win. It should be. Will it be? I don't know. Time will tell. We are coming off of back-to-back, and we're in overtime last night. So I imagine guys are going to be, a little tired, right? And it's especially LeBron. At least at the time of recording this video, no news on if LeBron and AD play or not. My guess is if anybody sits, it's LeBron. I think AD plays for sure. But I also wouldn't hate the idea of them sitting LeBron and AD for this game and kind of forcing other guys to pick it up, forcing other guys to figure it out, rather than them just kind of defaulting to LeBron and AD. But at the same time, we need the wins, and I get it. My thought is just kind of if you're going to do it early, do it now, rather than later in the season. But look, these guys are NBA players. Time to start playing guys are going to have bad nights. Teams are going to have bad games. Teams are going to have bad moments. It happens. But we're now about to be 4 games in, right? And we're shooting the ball abysmal outside of Taurean Prince, right? That's great. I'm glad that he's shooting. But we need to see other guys start knocking down shots. And it's contagious. D'Angelo Russell, same thing. D'Angelo Russell was much better in that second half. But we need him to start putting together full games here. We need him to start, actually delivering. To his credit, I do love what he's doing on the defensive side of the basketball. I think that that's great. We need him to start hitting shots put together on the offensive end, right? Christian Wood and Rui Hachimura, they started going. I hope that continues and that translates into this game, and both of those guys are able to continue that. I will get some Jackson Hayes some looks. Let's start getting into some of these fresher legs, right? This is a game that I think, throw in Max Christie, throw in Cam Reddish. Now, throw in Jackson Hayes. Throw in some of these guys that just didn't play many minutes, if at all, last night, to where now you can kind of throw them out there, let them get some run in, let them get some burn in, and then also just kind of keep guys fresh as we make the push in the second half, right? Play them early. If a guy's got it going, like let's say Max Christie's just killing it, right? Then fine, let him continue to play. Let him go through it. But if it's just kind of like, we're weathering the storm with those guys, then hopefully that's enough. Kind of monitor it. Again, everything you need to be able to pull the plug when you need to pull the plug, but, give guys time to kind of develop and see what they got. And it's just, again, we got to get this win, right? As long as we're winning the home games, I'm good. Obviously, again, we need to win some road games. But I trust the Lakers to get it done in crypto, and I think we'll be okay. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, so I pass a question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? Think the Lakers will be good? Think they'll get the W tonight? Do you have concerns that they won't? Think Orlando wins? How do you feel? Whatever your thoughts are, I'd love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below.